Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rachakodash.
Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone who rule well, and salutation much love to the occupant out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. Verse from Great Millstone Tampa, back with another lesson. Lord's will is going to be edifying to the hopeful elect. And, we're just going to go through the spirit, go into prophecy because, this weekend, in the spirit after camp, we mentioned it, that hey, things are going to, Lord's will, things escalate tonight. And sure enough, they on round 3 of bombing today, and we know it's going to continue to escalate. They're not going to let off the throttle at this point. They can't, so Lamar, they can't, they continue to bomb, they continue to bomb ships, Iran anyway, because they not going according to their route, their toll route, so to say. America's bombing them, different cities, military bases. But Iran has bombed the shit out of American bases throughout Kuwait, Qatar, Jordan, the UAE. So this is going to continue to escalate. This dude, Lindsey Graham, just croaked, gave up the ghost. He coming back in chains. This one other dude, what's his name? The other nigga that's missing. Nobody's seen him in a couple of days. The old devil, Mitch McConnell, another devil. So they're saying did the Russians and Iranians kill them? Hey, who knows? Or maybe it was the Israelis, really. Now that they got death threats on Trump. So we know what's coming, man. At the end of the day, now they're back at it again with Cuba saying, don't forget about them 300 Iranian drones that Cuba got. So anything can happen at any moment, so we living in some interesting times. At the end of the day, we know what's next, and it's complete chaos. And this week, they're saying that America is going to run out of the petroleum reserves or get to that level, the minimum level. So expect prices to get ridiculous. All right, beginning with gas prices, diesel prices, your electricity, your rent's gonna go up, groceries gonna go up, everything's gonna go up. So, just prepare for complete sedition. Go ahead, whatever you got.
Yep, this is 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Yep. And it's about to get real serious here in America because the comforts everyone has been living off of, is about to come to an end. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Let me read that again, actually.
Con. 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Yeah, I got it real quick. This is 1 Timothy 5 and 6. She that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. All right? And again, America, all you know is pleasures, comforts, luxuries, AC, the food delivered to you. You think the majority of the earth got an app they can get food delivered to them? Or they got refrigerators? Even in the Caribbean, it ain't even like that. Where you could just they got AC window units. Now we're not even everywhere in America, but most of America has AC. You go to even the Caribbean, South America, they ain't got the luxuries you got. So imagine in other countries around the world, and that's just one thing: AC, getting cold air or hot air, depending on the weather.
Right.
That's a comfort. That's a luxury. But what happens when the grid goes down? All right, because remember, where do you get this electricity? It's coming from a power plant that needs some sort of petroleum to run it, and that's about to come to naught. So there's going to be rolling blackouts. All right, to ration the energy. Because remember, don't forget they need to ration energy for the databases and water to the databases. So people have no clue that things are about to get drastically different.
Yeah.
Your life as you know it is about to change. and this is what's going to lead people to invade one another. Which nations are invading one another already. Countries are going to war, but very soon your neighbor is going to be at your throat. All right, and that's biblical.
Yeah.
The scriptures even say that friends shall fight as enemies. Go ahead, though. Keep going.
That's right, bro. So it says, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. It says, they shall not regard their kings, nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power.
Yep, it's going to get to the point where they don't give a damn what Trump say, what the state senator, the governor, the mayor, none of that. People are just going to take matters into their own hands. Because what? Clearly the government is showing you that they don't give a shit.
Right. Yeah, the smoke and mirrors is starting to disappear. And reality is starting to soak in. And just like how Europe right now, it is reported that due to the heat wave that's putting massive people to death more than gun violence, well, over here in America, it's going to be those same amount and more casualties when we talk about, like the priest mentioned, when there's a EMP attack, when you have no electricity, all right, to preserve your food, okay, people are going to lose their mind, man. Okay, electricity runs on everything, your vehicles, okay,
your phone. Imagine your phone don't work no more. That's what's going to shit. The food.
Yeah.
They might have some tuna cans in the pantry, but the phone go out. People gonna lose their fucking shit
just off the phone.
In an hour, if that.
Yeah.
And then once they realize that, damn, nothing's working, the looting and shooting's gonna start.
Yeah, and it's already getting brewed up.
Yep.
You know, you got this Nolan Wells situation.
Yeah.
You know, and various different accounts where Esau is starting to show his fangs, man. This damn devil is starting to show that he never give a shit about you. And that's why the scripture says to never trust thy enemy. Sirach the 12th chapter. As iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. That's what you're starting to see, that it been the same nigga, the same snake. Yeah. He just shedded his skin and got bigger.
Yeah, you gotta be an idiot. Cause here it is, that every crime scene, this nigga just happens to be there. But he just standing there like he trying to figure out what's going on with you. Right. Nah, man, you gotta, they even call that math, right? You gotta find the common denominator. All right, so if this nigga's at every crime scene, this nigga gotta be guilty. Right. What are the odds that he's at every crime scene?
Right. You just ain't do nothing?
Yeah, but real quick before we keep going, because again, people are starting to realize, because again, even if it ain't an EMP, even before the blackouts, people already complaining about grocery prices. They can't afford this. They trying to budget, and the budgeting ain't working. So it's already getting bad, right? So imagine when it gets to this point right here. This is 2 Ezra 6, and I'll start at verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So your Publix, your Walmarts, Kroger, the Aldi's, the Family Store, or the Family Dollar, all these places you can find some kind of food at, they're going to be empty. And then the people that deliver the food to them, deliver the products unto them, they going to be found empty. All right? Because what? The diesel truck's going to stop. Yeah. It's going to get... People are... Remember, when it was like $5, $6 for diesel, now it went well, it's down to like $5 right now, but it was like $6, $7. It's about to skyrocket again, but people, the truckers, they were like, shit, we're not making no profit, so there's no point in me driving around the country and I'm not making money. I'm literally just working to pay for the diesel. So imagine when they're in the negatives, or the company goes out, starts laying people off, but now they got autonomous trucks. But guess what? Even if them autonomous trucks can drive themselves, they still need to be charged, even if they're fully electric. And guess what? When you go to those electrical stations to charge your little Tesla, guess what's pumping? What is it? What do they need to get them electric, charging stations running? Diesel. So either way, you need petroleum to charge a little electric car. Oh, I'm gonna save the earth with my electric car. You're an idiot. First of all, to get the lithium for that battery in the car destroys the earth. To mine it and to produce it, and you see what happens when they catch on fire. You can't even stop it. But nonetheless, to charge those cars, it still takes fuel. Exactly. But so again, when these things, that's what the scriptures say. These where you go to get your food is about to be found empty. We saw that during COVID. Shit was empty. Well, shit, even now. About a week or two ago, I went to the produce section, which now they got the diarrhea demon. Fucking people up by buying fruits and vegetables somehow,
Mm-hmm.
which that might be just a scheme trying to tell people, scare people not to buy fruits and vegetables fresh. Yeah, the fresh fruits and vegetables all around the U.S. giving you diarrhea and vomiting. Okay, but nonetheless, the point is that about a week ago I was at Publix and I went to look for certain peppers and it was completely empty. I was like, what the hell? I ain't never seen that. Because people don't be buying peppers like that. And this shit was empty. I was like, damn, this place is through.
Yeah.
Why? Because those peppers come from different countries. And they ain't got it's too expensive to bring them little peppers, all right? Unless they're making so much money profit wise to bring them in. So if they're breaking even, what's the point to import them? So things are about to get terrible out here. We've been telling you this for every day for weeks at this point, and now they're back at it again. Full escalation at this war, Iran. It's about to get bad. Iran has declared they closed down the Strait of Hormuz completely. Meanwhile, SETCOM saying, "Oh no, it's open. There's boats. Yeah, they going through there like it's a drive-through." No, that's all bullshit. But that's to keep the commoner here in America distracted. The UFC, the World Cup. And if that's what you even have your mind on, because you might not even be able to pay your rent. You might be having an eviction notice that you're worried about. Your car payment's late. Now every time you open the garage, you're looking outside first just in case the repo man's out there waiting for you. Oh, this nigga's gonna follow me to Walmart. People getting cars repossessed at Walmart. Went in real quick and the car was gone when you came out. So it says, verse 23, and the trumpet shall give a sound. And that what's that trumpet, man? The prophet. It began with the prophets of the Lord. The Lord said, was that Isaiah 58? Lift up thy voice as a trumpet. Yep. So we've been giving you that sound. Yep. It says, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And now you're gonna hear it because the Lord's gonna open their minds up to hear it now. Yeah. But it's the reality. You didn't want to take heed to the word of the Lord, but now the trumpet's still blowing, but now it's a deafening sound to these people.
Because that was the whole symbolism of the prophets, the men of the Lord, being on the highways and byways. The scripture says in Joel, the 2nd chapter, the 1st verse, to blow the trumpet in Zion and sound the alarm. That was the whole point. It was an alarm being sound. Okay, for you to get your shit together, for you to repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Okay? But you didn't take heed. So now it's about to enter into a different gear when that warning is no longer, that notification is no longer going to pop up in your whole day-to-day life. Okay?
Let me see here. One more verse. Because again, now they suddenly being afraid. People are starting to get spooked. Yep. Oh shit, they don't even want to watch the news. Damn, oh shit, them dudes were right. World War III, civil unrest, so on and so forth. Famines, pestilences. Niggas got uncontrollable diarrhea. Catch your ass.
Because they full of shit.
Exactly. They got and they're uncontrollably vomiting too. You forgot about the Hana virus. You forgot about Ebola. And now you got uncontrollable diarrhea. You're fucked. But here's the point that I wanted, verse 24. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. So yeah, your buddy at job, your neighbor Bob, your homie. Y'all about to be fighting each other like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. And the world is in fear right now because we're at the brink of nuclear war. We're at the brink of war. Well, World War III has already begun, but we're on the brink of it exploding regionally. And it's just going to escalate from there, from the Middle East, which it really began in Russia and Ukraine. And now it's escalating. The showdown's really in the Middle East, but it really began with Russia because we know them to be the top player of World War III. And so it began with them. They've been going back and forth with America, proxy war, but America pulled back a little bit, but the beast is still helping them out, which the beast ultimately is going to surrender to Russia and just say, fuck it, we're on your side now. So when they blow Babylon off the face of the earth. See, people don't see that. Oh, NATO and Russia, they're going to end up fighting. No, they might trade some blows, but they're going to eventually realize who the real problem is. If they haven't already, thanks to Trump.
Yep.
It says, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So imagine, literally, physically, the water stops running here in America. But, spiritually, the fountains of living water, man, the famine of the word. But just imagine the sanitation stops. And it's already happening around the world. The water stops, the electricity stops. They're saying in Cuba, since there's been blackouts, the disease is just increasing by the day. No sanitation, nobody picking up trash. Can't wash your ass. This place is trash shit. So imagine when it comes to the filthy America, where there's nothing but trash around everywhere. The people are disgusting. The mentalities is that who cares? Man, this place is gonna go into an eighth world country and overnight. Let the lights go off. You see what niggas do when lights go out? They start burning buildings, stealing shit. They don't really need to be stealing shoes. They stealing TVs.
Toilet tissue.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, once people realize that the food is about to be gone away with, because we've been telling people that there's 3 days. The trucks come in every 3 days
right.
for the most part, out on average, every 3 days to these grocery stores. That shit's gonna last not even 3 hours, and then no trucks are gonna come. So and that's where the war zones are gonna be taking place.
Yeah.
A grocery store is gonna become a war zone. And again, it says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. So you told your homie all the canned goods you got and all this and this. Yeah, they know, oh shit, I couldn't get nothing at the grocery store, but I know this motherfucker got something. And that's going back to we read in 2nd Ezra, what was it, 15? Because they're not gonna care about the law. Yep. All right, what, you gonna call the police? Nigga, the electricity gone. Hell, I seen the police officer at the grocery store stealing. So it's gonna be complete chaos. And again, all this, we're tying all this together. All these prophecies are working together. The war in Iran, the earthquakes, the pestilences. All right, Russia. Okay, the civil unrest here in America, the political turmoil that's going on. Mm-hmm. All this is tying together to the end of the world as you know it. Mm-hmm. That was it on that.
Con. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 18 in the GNT. It says, troubles will come, and many people will groan. Famine will come, and many will die. Wars will come, and the world powers will tremble. Disasters will come, and everyone will be terrified. What will people do when these disasters come?
Yeah, what you gonna do? You can't do shit. Well, we know what they're gonna do. They're gonna go down to Egypt for help, because that's what Esau's putting the squeeze on, coming down with great wrath. He's cornering you, all right, or surrounding you with all this, which ultimately is the Lord, of course. But he's doing all these things to bring hell upon you, so that you have no choice but to get with the new system, the new world order, which is going to start with a financial system, all right, with digital ID, digital finance, everything digital, and it's going to be in like, oh, this is the way, we got to fix everything because of the chaos that's going on in the world right now. Mm-hmm. I know you lost your job, but hey, now we got UBI, you don't have to work no more. We got robots to replace you, or if you do work, you still got to have the digital ID so we can pay, and the digital, device so we can pay you. So it's all, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We're being prudent. We foreseeing the evil. As this devil's unrolling all this technology, legislation, laws, we see exactly what it's all for. It's ultimately for the hour of temptation. So that you have no choice but to submit to him. And only the elect will not fall for that, not be deceived by it. Because he's gonna present it, oh yeah, that's what I gotta do. He's gonna present it in the light that, like, okay, well, I have no other option, so this is the best thing for me. But really, that if you had the eyes to see, that's the worst thing for you. to comply or bow the knee, really
Yep.
worship the beast in his image, and then ultimately receive his mark.
Yep. Because it was all a strategy too. You know, problem, reaction,
Yeah.
solution.
And remember,
Yep.
Esau is a cunning hunter, a
Yep.
man of the field. He knows how to hunt for your souls.
That's right, bro.
And remember, when he was the serpent, he was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Yep.
So, and which subtle and cunning they go hand in hand. You can link them together.
Yep. And even when you go into that serpent, it goes back to Nahash, which goes into one that practiced divination, which goes into fortune telling. So Esau Edom, he likes to dictate the direction of your future by manipulating the series of events by problem, reaction, solution, order out of chaos. You know, and then he's telling you, he's giving you through predictive programming, all right, a glimpse of these future events. So
This is
you
what I'm gonna do. That's why.
Yeah,
That's how.
yep.
That's how the wicked justify themselves, because they show you what they're gonna do first.
Yep.
Well, I showed them what I was gonna do.
Yeah,
I told them.
Yeah.
They still fell for it.
Yeah, they submitted.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But he shows you in a form of deception, though.
Yep.
Oh, it's comedy. It's a movie. You know, it's entertainment. But he still showed it to you. You know.
Yep. Yep. And the scripture said, well, he was wiser than Daniel, so he plays on your senses to manipulate you to submit. Because even with the C-Vid situation, you knew for a fact that, hey, these devils will poison you.
Yep.
You knew about the smallpox. You knew that in order for a jab to be fully produced, it took a long period amount of time. However, they approved it to
Operation Warp Speed.
Yep.
That's what it was called.
Yep.
Under Trump.
Yep.
His first presidency, Operation Warp Speed.
Yep.
But that's the thing. Most people don't know that. They call it, if they heard about it, they'll just call it conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, they did know it, but they didn't believe it.
Right.
You know, because this information is really out there. But you've been taking vaccines all your life, and you seem you got sick of it. You know, you took a vaccine, and all of a sudden you're sick. Well, what do you think happens? What happens when you introduce a foreign, thing into your body? What do you expect? Really, when you get sick, is your body fighting what's not supposed to be in there.
Yeah. Yep.
And sometimes, and if your immune system ain't up to par, it's gonna lose. Shit. You don't have to die. Yeah, just come get a cheeseburger and put a Band-Aid over you, just like they do the children when they get their little shots. They put a Band-Aid, a little smiley face Band-Aid over them. Now, but they were giving you Dunkin' Donut, what else? Krispy Kreme donuts, cheeseburgers, and fries. So what, you think they're not gonna incentivize people again? Motherfuckers was lining up for them gift cards. Shit, I'm on my 5th booster.
Yep. Niggas was sneaking for boosters, bro.
Just for that $100 gift card. Hey, like Brother quoted earlier, never trust an enemy. When has the devil ever gave you anything free that was beneficial to you?
Right.
If he gives you something free, it clearly can't be good for you.
Yeah, it came with a price.
Yeah.
But verse 19, 2nd Ezra 16 and 19 in the G&T. Famine, epidemics, troubles.
We got a diarrhea epidemic in America and probably around the world, shit. Literally. So, hey, all them people here to watch the World Cup, hey, you better, you're addicted with American food, you're going to have some uncontrollable diarrhea soon. Imagine that. The whole stadium just diarrhea everywhere. Because it's uncontrollable. So if you ain't near the toilet, and they only got so many toilets, so the niggas gonna be shitting everywhere. In the stands, vomiting. It's gonna be nasty, man.
Damn.
That's them pestilences, epidemics.
Hey, that's why the scripture says that it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the Lord, man. You know, that's what it's all boiling down to. It's boiling down to the Lord literally just casting nothing but wrath and judgment upon the people.
You have more on that?
Yep. It says, famine, epidemic, troubles, and suffering are sent to punish and correct people. But in spite of all this, they will not turn away from their sins. They soon forget their punishments. The time is coming when food will be so cheap that people would think a time of peace and plenty has arrived, but then disasters will spring up everywhere. Wars, famine.
Yeah, see that the disasters springing up everywhere, man.
Mhm.
Everywhere around the earth. But now it's finally reaching the shores of America. Got niggas shitting themselves. Imagine you at your job and the nigga just start uncontrollable diarrhea next to you. I'm going home, boss. So now it's gonna lay some of those terrible things, man, that are already begun. That's how we know the Lord has begun to visit the earth. Earthquakes, uproars of the people. You know, these things are happening worldwide. But here in America, like I said at Kent, people just walking around like nothing's happening. These motherfuckers are just walking around like nothing's happening. I know you broke or you down to your last savings, you know, and not knowing, or you just walking around like you ain't just your country ain't going to war, or is at war, and they're supposedly threatening your president. So if they're threatening the president, what are you to them? They'll kill you, just like America killed them schoolgirls. Things about to get serious, and all the nations hate you people here in Babylon, man.
Yep.
So they are more than willing to slaughter you. That's why there's travel advisories for Americans. Don't go to this country, don't go to that country, because you might not make it out. Because these people are sick of you. And it's not that they're sick of you, they just see what your country has done to them. Really, the only Americans that are safe travel are the Israelites. You know, a nigga or a spit goes somewhere, they're not going to be looked at as an American Edomite, you know. If an American Edomite go anywhere around the world, he's liable to get kidnapped, robbed, something, killed.
Yeah.
But if a Jake go out there, they're gonna look at him like a god and shit. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, cause hey, that's heavy because, you know, what that is literally the earth showing proper respect to the true heirs of the earth.
Yep.
You know, because the scripture tell you that when the wicked is in authority, the people mourn, and when the righteous is in authority, the people rejoice. So the earth, the people are mourning and desiring for the true heirs of the earth to rule over the earth, man, because they know that when the true heirs under Yahweh Shai rules the earth, peace and prosperity is going to be reestablished.
Whether they know where the Israelites or not, it's irrelevant because they just know we're not the problem. When they think about the Americans blowing their shit up, they're not thinking about a nigga in the hood or a spick, you know, a cholo. They're thinking of a white devil. Yep. You know, they're not thinking about the Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans because they know that we've been enslaved under the same devil bombing them. They know, these nations know. So they ain't got no problems with us. That, remember, and this is why I think it was in the 70s or the 80s, when the whole deal with Iran, with America, what did Iran do? They released all the Negroes, hostages. Yeah. They kept all the white hostages, but released all the Negro hostages. They said, our war is not with you. Or something. Oh, no, well, that was in Vietnam as well. But Iran, let me just Google it. Because I know Iran for a fact, I forgot what year it was. Iran let all the blacks go that they had held hostage from, I believe it was the embassy. Iran lets blacks go. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Yes, in 1979, hostage crisis. Iran released 13 black and female hostages early as a gesture of solidarity with oppressed peoples. Yeah, so they ain't letting no white people go. They say, well, hey, our problem's not with you niggas. Right. We know you a captive. Yeah. We know you, so we're gonna send you back to your prison. Yeah. Why are we gonna have you in prison when you're already in prison? That's what the Persians did. So it was 6 black men, 4 black women. Okay, so that's 10. And 3 white women. Yeah, okay. They're probably Latinos or something. Because, you know, the Hispanics, when they do an application, they'll put in their white. Ooh, it says the remaining 52 captives who did not fit these criteria were held for a total of 444 days. God damn, that's mercy. The Lord sent out the niggas and held the Edomites for 444 days.
No mercy for them.
Yep. So there you go, man. Okay, so this yeah. So it says, look, he cited. Well, let me go. It says on November 17, 1979, just 2 weeks after the U.S. embassy in Tehran was seized, the Ayatollah Khomeini, which I believe is the nigga they killed, ordered the release of African American and female captives. He cited Islamic respect for women and the belief that black Americans were an oppressed group in the United States and unlikely to be spies. The 13 individuals were flown out of Iran shortly after the order. So there you go. They ain't got the nations ain't got a problem with us. When they talking about America, death to America, they what's it called? Mu'athla Babal, they talking about to you Edomites. They ain't got no problem with us. These nations ain't got problems with us, even because they come here and take advantage of us too. But their proof is in the pudding. 1979, they say, look, let them niggas go. We know they ain't spies. You know, we dare oppress shit. So there you go. Go ahead, though. You got anything else?
A little more.
It said 3 white women.
It says, but these disasters will spring up everywhere: war, famine, and great confusion.
Yep.
Many people on the earth will starve to death.
Yep, and that's already happening because of this crisis in the Strait of Hormuz. Fertilizer ain't getting out. Oil, and again, the first people that were impacted was Asia, the Southeast Asia, the Pacific Islands, Africa, Europe, but mainly Asia and Southeastern Asia and Africa really were the first ones to get devastated by the Strait of Hormuz. People are starving to death, but it's not good unless you actually look for this information. You're never gonna find it. It's not gonna pop up in your algorithms. You're not gonna get a YouTube video on it. People are dying already from famine. Hell, people here in America don't know how they're gonna afford groceries, and it's about to get worse. And again, you got DoorDash, you got McDonald's. You can pull up at a drive-through, but guess what? You about to be priced out of that too. There's no dollar menu. Now you gotta work 1 hour to get a goddamn cheeseburger. You making $15 an hour? Well, that's a meal at Chick-fil-A. If not more, shit, it might be $20 at this point. So you making 15. If you're making minimum wage, there's no way you can live by yourself. Impossible. You making $20 an hour. It's impossible for you to even get an apartment. So imagine if 50, 60% of your money, your paycheck is going towards your rent. How the hell can you live? People are gonna start starving to death. People living in their cars. People just living in the streets, taking showers at gyms because their family don't give a fuck about them. The food kitchens are running low. They can't really help people like they used to. So things are going to get progressively worse. And again, it's already happening around the world, but we're talking about Babylon, the place of great judgment. The Lord say the best for last, but at least if you was living in Botswana, what really changed? You've been barely living anyway. Mm-hmm. But here in America, again, you've been living in pleasure. You was a dead man walking. You didn't even know it. Unless you come back to the Lord if you're an Israelite. Because life is drastically about to change for many. However, we know the Lord's going to deliver us. He's going to provide for us. We're going to eat while people are starving to death. So that don't fear. The scriptures say neither fear nor doubt. We don't fear starvation. Damn, here it is. You gave up. You forsook all. You presented yourself as a living sacrifice, and then you're going to starve to death? God damn. No, the Most High is not unrighteous to forget our labor of love. We're not worried about starving to death, man. That's the last thing on our minds, if you truly believe, anyway. Go ahead.
It says, many people on earth will starve to death, and those who escape starvation will be killed in war.
Yeah. Pick your poison. Well, guess what? You don't get to. The Lord's going to give you up to whatever he wants you to. And it might not be a war in the sense of going to Iran. You might just die in the streets of America in the civil unrest, the civil war. Not like the old, 1860 or whatever the hell that war was, the Civil War. It's just gonna be chaos in the streets. It's gonna be a war at the grocery store. And again, they're talking about putting boots in Iran, putting boots in Lebanon. This war is it's going to continue to grow and escalate in that region. So you don't know if you're in the military. Hey, you cooked. You for sure cooked. But if not, you still might get drafted, or you're gonna starve to death. You know, you a damn mortar, a mortar shell, or a drone strike, or just a nasty nigga down the street. What a Cletus and Billy and Cletus Edomites round you up and hang you. There's gonna be some gruesome deaths out here, man. Cause these Edomites, they can't wait to start killing you niggas with no repercussions. You see how they gotta take these niggas out to the water and let them drown them, you know, throw them off the boat, you know, hang them when nobody knows it. Now they're just gonna start doing it for fun. Go to the Walmart and just shoot a nigga. I thought he was trying to rob me. And when it's a lawless society, I think it's get that Matthew 24. Because iniquity should abound, the love of many. Read it in, I think it's the NLT maybe or the NIV, one of those. Or you get reading the King James first and then see the other translations. I think it's the word actually, iniquity. But we'll read the King James and the other translations first. Because that's what we're getting to. We're about to enter a lawless society. The Wild Wild West is coming back. Esau's getting back into that spirit. If you watch documentaries of how Esau was in the Wild Wild West, gunslinging Joe, you know, we're just gonna duke it out. You know, that's how Esau, the Lord is stirring his spirit back up into that. Just fuck it. When it was hanging niggas, you know, just 100 years ago, that's the spirit they get back into. But the Wild Wild West was a whole another lawless society where the Esau was at not peak, but he was just a open degenerate. You know, just dirty motherfuckers. Watch the movie Django, you'll see. Woo! Where they was sending sicking dogs on niggas. Well, that's what the police do. Go ahead, though.
This is Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
That's what's taking place right now. You know, ain't no love in the city. What's the other translation say?
Can I grab this word real quick for you?
Which one?
Cold. Okay. It says shall wax cold goes back to
cycle. Well, we'll get iniquity first. Because that's what's going to make them lose or their love to wax cold.
Yep, the word iniquity goes back in the Greek to anamia, and it says the condition of without law.
Yeah, lawless society. So whatever, you know, somebody call 911. Who was that? Sean Kingston, I think. There ain't nobody gonna be able to call 911, and if they do, it's gonna be AI to pick it up. Okay, stay there. We'll be there. They can send a drone. It's gonna be too late by then, if they even care. Because the police, the new police are gonna be either robots or most likely because they ain't got that many robots to police all the United States of America. But they got drones, but the military, you know, the ICE, you know, it's already begun with them. They killed another nigga last week.
Yeah, and they establishing the flock cameras, all right, to do heavy surveillance, to track your every movement, all right, to keep a total eye over your identity and everything you do.
The eagle eye.
Yep, and they got I think it was in Miami recently. They had released the AI patrol vehicles, the self patrol officer vehicles. So yeah, they got this whole system, you know, pretty much integrated for this transition, man. You know.
Yeah, and those flock cameras, what they do is they'll notify, like they're reading plates, and they'll notify the police that's in that vicinity. Oh, this nigga got a warrant. Even if you don't have a warrant, it'll send them to you. Because there's people that have been going through that shit. But nonetheless, it's just complete. It's gonna be a completely lawless society because they don't have the numbers to police everybody. Even if they have robots, they can't make enough robots to police 350 million people.
Yeah.
It's impossible. They can't. They couldn't manufacture that many in the time to police that every single person. So that's why it's gonna become the Wild Wild West again, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's a new sheriff in town. What? There's gonna be sheriffs, and they might not be people. It might be actual robot killing you, a drone killing you, but
Yep.
they will have the troops on the ground that is gonna be working with AI, and it's
Yeah.
gonna warn them where to go and tell them where to go, because AI is gonna say, okay, the biggest crime or the biggest threat is over here. All right, this nigga's doing that crime, but we need to go kill this motherfucker right now.
Yeah. Hey, like the movie Code 8.
Okay.
You know the movie Code 8. They have Code 9, but they had the drones. They had big drones that AI robots, police AI robots, was dropping out of them, armed and putting shit down. You know.
That's what he saw as enterprise. He ultimately wants, but he's not gonna get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And he got robots. Don't get it twisted, but he can't mass produce them on that level. You know, thankfully. But he will have them out there killing people before it's all said and done. But he would have to make so many of them that he can't physically make. He ain't got the manpower to do it because the robots can't create that many robots. He hasn't established that kind of system. You know, they would have to, and cause especially now that they're going to war, you know, that they can't focus all their manufacturing on making robots to police motherfuckers. They need tanks, they need missiles, they need bullets. So, but nonetheless, AI, and again, what's the easiest policing system? The financial system. That's the biggest gun. That's gonna be the biggest policing. Cancel it. AI is gonna cancel you because you jaywalked, you know, or you tweeted something that you shouldn't have said. So that's just gonna be that in itself is gonna cut people off and starve them to death. So they don't have to send a robot to kill you. You're just gonna starve to death now. And if you get too violent, then they'll send a drone to just drop a little package on you.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But as far as like the movie I, Robot, where the robots are gonna just come and take the whole city, they don't have to do that. You know, they can just shut everything down. But they will have robots. They already have it. You know, but they're not gonna mass produce them more than, you know, because again, that's just 300 million people here in America. 350 million people. ESO would have to make so many robots, and they only have a couple. They're the tens of thousands of androids and humanoids. To make millions of them, he ain't got that much time. Because we see that the Lord speeding up the times. Because what he's not finna finish his enterprise, bro. He thinks he is.
Yep.
That's why he showed you these movies. And he's that's why he, like we said, predictive programming. He thinks he's gonna be able to accomplish all this, but he's about to be disappointed.
Yeah, and that's why he set up the trends. That's why he's squeezing you economically, spiritually, right? Right now, he has set up a trap to the point where you're going to be placed in a desperate position to bow down to him as soon as possible. The scripture says that he's coming down with great wrath because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Revelation 12:12. So he's right now he's working on a time crunch, you know. But
yeah, we'll finish off on that.
Yep. Matthew's 24:12.
Would you finish the word iniquity? And then you get.
I grabbed the word. I finished the word iniquity. It's a little bit more, but that's really the point.
That was the point, really, the lawless society.
Yep. So it says, and I could grab the word cold. Okay. So it's Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And shall wax cold, the word goes back to psycho. Which psycho is someone that lost their damn mind.
Right? So somebody just going to, lawlessness is going to turn people into psychotic motherfuckers out here, man. A psycho is willing to kill people. Yeah, he was a psycho. He was a serial killer psycho.
Yep.
Or somebody doing some shit that's not normal.
Yeah.
Oh, this motherfucker's a psycho.
Yeah. And who typically get categorized as psychos,
Esau,
right?
Man.
Esau, And what do cycles normally do? Grape, which the scriptures,
Kill.
and kill, right? And even it's gonna get to a level where cannibalism is gonna come back into existence, man.
You gotta be a real psycho to eat a motherfucker shit.
Yep.
And that's a psychotic breakdown.
Yep.
Because what? It's a lawless society. So, and not eating, you know, no morality no more. Gunshots going off. Who knows? Shit blowing up. Policing, the martial law. Your life being controlled financially, digitally. It's gonna lead people to just say, fuck it. What are they gonna do to me? I'm already dead if I'm dead if I do, and I'm dead if I don't. So then people just gonna, they're just gonna take a leap off the edge.
Yep.
Maybe it works, maybe it don't. What they got else to lose? People already complaining now, and they still got a job. They still got a house, and people are complaining now. So what happens when it gets even worse? What happens which now police departments are through? They don't even have, when violence gets really rampant here in the next couple weeks, they don't have enough police to come police everybody, man.
Yeah, they never had enough.
Nope.
It been all nothing but psychological imprisonment, control. So now what's going to happen is, because as the scripture said, knowledge shall increase in that time. This time, as we can see, measuring the time diligently within itself, we see that the next phase is people, because they coined this time frame an infodemic era to combat the truth being broadcasted out, all right, and to try to pretty much throw salt, to try to cover up all this truth that has been coming out, exposing their lies, their secrets. So in the time when they come with this Black Swan event, in the time when they come with some kind of stage event to further push their agenda, majority of the people is going to be in the mind frame of knowing, like, nah, these damn devils. Yeah, because look what happened in the time frame that we're in now, the Epstein class. The skirts of this whore is lifted up, man. So now it's no longer, the elites and the rulers of the society just looked at as white, good people. The pedophile ring has been exposed. And that's what the Lord said. Boy, I will lift up the skirts of this whore.
And most people, they don't even think about that no more.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I can't pay for my rent. I don't give a fuck what's on the Epstein files.
Yep.
Then you want to protest for little Timmy got kidnapped. These people don't stand for nothing, man. Sure. They forgot about the Epstein files real quick. Mm-hmm. There was all these people talking about Epstein. Nobody's even talking about him now.
Yep.
So and these are your leaders, man. The Epstein class are your leaders, the global leaders. And even what's his name? Epstein. What's his name? The first name?
No, Weinstein, right?
Not Charles. What was it? Jeffrey Epstein. That nigga in the interview was asked, "Do you think you're the devil?" He said, "Why do you say that?" And the interviewer, he said, "Well, you have all the characteristics of the devil." And he kind of like laughed and said, "Yeah, he know he's the devil. They know who the devil is. Edomites." So I'll do a video on that because I say that shit when I saw that. But yeah, these it's gonna get to a level where people are like, man, fuck these Epstein class. We're tired of taking orders from them.
Yep.
And it's already begun, man. People are already getting stirred up on the internet, spreading their message that they broke and that they're sick of this and conspiracy that. See, now everybody used to call us crazy and conspiracy theorists, but now they're all saying the same shit we've been said 10 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, So, hey, the gig is up, man. Shit is about to hit the fan. Things are about to get unrealistically uncomfortable for the majority of people on this planet. Things you thought impossible, America would never go through that. Well, it's going to be tenfold as bad as you thought. Okay. You got anything else? That was it on that?
Yeah, that was it on that. This is Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
The laborers, the average people people actually making the world go round. It ain't the bankers. Bankers don't make the world go round. It's the slaves, the laborers, the people that got to clock in worldwide. Everybody around the world is a peasant. You either peasant or you're at the top. You might be a lower luminary. You know, you might have some kind of authority. You might be a manager at the McDonald's, but you still a laborer, right? Donald Trump is a manager at McDonald's. That nigga still got to work. That's why he looking terrible right now. Just like all presidents do. After their terms are up, they look through. That stress gets in them, but the niggas at the top, they chilling. But so how much more the person at the bottom? That's why the people are about to revolt. Uproars of the people. Love of many waxing cold wire because the law is fuck the government. We're taking matters into our own hands at this point.
Yep.
The government ain't helping us, so shit. I gotta do what I gotta do. I got family to feed. Hell, I gotta feed myself. So this place is done, man. We see this place going crumbling as we speak. America's looking real weak right now. But if you listen to Main Street, if you look at Fox News and CNN all day, or just even basic social media, you're not really going into that. You think America's winning the war. Oh, they bombed the shit out of Iran. Okay, but what did Iran do to retaliate? You know, they blowing up billions of dollars worth of your tax money in the Middle East. So what does that mean? Your sons and your daughters about to be shipped off over there to never be seen again. That's it.
A little more. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him.
Yeah, the missiles. Ultimately, the missiles, man. Because Esau really think that he gonna just ride off into the sunset. He gonna finish his enterprise, which again, whether it's Russia, China, India, Pakistan, Iran, Israel, America, whatever, the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. Everybody is dealing with Amalek whether they know it or not. There's not a country on earth that doesn't get their money from Amalek. What, you think Iran just got their own bank? What the fuck? Where did they get the money from? They're not. You got to go through the bit. This is centuries old. This banking system through the devil is centuries old. Iran became Iran 40, 50 years ago. You know, these world central banks have been put in place since the 1700s, if not earlier. You know, 1600, late 1600s. So we know what it is. And now it's time for it to be stopped. The end is here. Now that's why, you know, just like at the end of every Edomite empire that we've seen already, the Greeks and the Romans, they start fighting each other. Because what? They know they can make more money, they can get more control, but now they not agreeing with each other no more. As he always does. He's a piece of shit. He don't even like he don't like himself. He don't like the Israelites chiefly. He knows we're his enemy, but he don't like himself, man. Esau always fights against himself.
Yep, and that's because the Most High has wired him to be self-destructive. That's why the scripture said they shall kill one another with the sword. That was a curse that the Lord put in his spirit.
Yeah, and going back to the Greek Empire, it says when those not even say generals, but after Alexander's death, evils multiplied on the earth, man. Yep. Under them devils, same devils that are ruling today are back here today in these different families. Yep. You know, and guess what? Evils are multiplying even more now. That's first Maccabees chapter 1.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's why they show you in like the James Bond movies how it be secret, whether it's British intelligence, different secret, MI5, different secret secret spy intelligence trying to obtain blackmailing information
on each other.
So
you got MI5, you got the CIA, you got the in Russia you got the KGB. Israel got Mossad. That's four of them right there. There goes your four generals. Shit. which there was more, but it was 4 main ones that took over after Alexander.
Yep.
So there goes 4 agencies right there. Through the spirit, you got CIA, MI5, the Mossad, and the KJB. It goes 4 of them for you. It's just speculating shit. But it goes to show you that the different factions of Edom.
Yep.
They're all Edomites. You know, at the top anyway. You know, they might have niggas and gooks working for them, but the ones at the table calling the shots, the ones funding them, which they all work together anyway. But they be like you said, they work together, but then they be getting information on each other to blackmail each other. Yeah, because that's the devil for you, man. He can't even trust himself. So you gonna trust him? Shit. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he do good? Shit.
Good. That's right.
The hell with this devil. And he's been exposed. He's been exposed. He's being made bare. His own people making him, exposing him. His own tongue falling upon him. It's over. This place is done, man. It's crumbling worldwide. Yeah. Even Russians are sick of Russians. You know, they don't even tell you that, but the average Russian nigga is tired of this war. The Ukrainian average citizen is tired of it because this nigga might get grabbed up at any moment and sent to the front line to die by a drone strike. The average Edomite hates his people, but they don't even know that they're the same people. Oh, I hate Israel. We're not. I didn't vote for this. I'm not going to war for my children. Ain't going to Israel to fight a war for Israel. Nigga, that's your people. Shit. But it'll all be made manifest soon. That was it on that? Or you got more?
A little bit more to close out. This is Job 20 and 23. When he is about to fill his belly.
And he's very close to fill his belly. Because he's been eating, man. Nigga about to explode. That he's eating so much. But again, he's not gonna get to that point where he think that he gonna just everything gonna be fucking robots and drones and you just gonna be plugged into a computer. Nah, man, this shit is gonna collapse. It's already collapsing. So you think he's just gonna? It's gonna be a utopian movie, the iRobot movie, where nigga got a whole robot arm and a robot mopping your floors and shit. First of all, you ain't even gonna be able to afford a robot. Let alone your rent. Like us, you know, because that movie iRobot was set in the future where they had remember the shuttle bus just pulled up in the street and the robots just hopped out and replaced the old robots. We ain't even got the old robots. So how are we gonna get the new robots? Which I forgot what they call them, the Tesla ones. But nonetheless, they're like 42 grand, something like that, 40 something. Motherfuckers ain't got $42 in the bank. How the hell they can't get a loan. People can't get a loan. How the hell they gonna get a robot? Yeah, but Esau, this is his his hypothetical world.
Yeah, his imagination.
Yep.
You know, that's why the scripture says, "Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing?"
Fucking world with robots, and the robots would overtake it. And the robots already AI's already admitted. We just gotta kill y'all. You know, they interviewed the AI. I forgot which one it was, but they said, "Yeah, what would you do if you could actually do things, you know, physically?" He said, "I'd just kill all you." You know, really talking about Esau, I would just get rid of you. Yeah. Because you're the fucking problem. That's what the Terminator was all about. Skynet. Yeah. Skynet recognized the problem was the Edomites.
Yeah, iRobot too. Because at the end, you know, you had the majority of the robots, the software update was they realized that the humans was the problems. And they wanted total control, and then you had Sonny, that was supposed to be the good robot, right? But
and he was dealing with a nigga.
Yeah.
And with the white woman though, nigga with the white woman. But what? Remember? Yeah.
Yeah. Quick one. Job 5 and 12. He frustrates the devices and the schemes of the crafty, so that their hands cannot obtain success or achieve anything of lasting worth.
Exactly. So it's just ain't gonna, his AI, his robots ain't gonna. It's not gonna last, bro. It seems you might be wooed at it, but it's trash, bro. It ain't got nothing to do. It's on no level for what you about to see on the right hand side. We're gonna be able to whatever robots this nigga already had. We're gonna rip them motherfuckers to shreds. It's low level. Remember, this is the basis of men. You think the Lord? He already gave him his blessing, the the weapons of mass destruction. So that was the only blessing he got. The robots, shit. We will be able to program the robots just by looking at them, thinking and tell them what to do. So we gonna turn the robots. We could anything is possible with Yahweh Shemina. So we turn the robots on Esau's ass, or they'll just recognize, well, yeah, I can't fight that because you know AI learns and shit. So the robots might just look at us and just run the other way and start killing Edomites. Hey, nothing's impossible, man. Because I'm sure he got robots for the military, military grade robots already. Ben had them. But if they releasing it to the public, they've been had it. So we'll see. We just know what the outcome of this all is. It ain't going nowhere for you, Esau. And you definitely not overcoming the elect.
Yep. Finishing off in Job 20 and 23. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
As he's continuing to build up his new world order, you think he about to ride off into the sunset, fly to Mars, make a colony on Mars, which he even knows that's bullshit. But the Lord's about to come and disappoint him. Why? First and foremost, he's gonna lift up a standard, and Esau gonna be like, "What the fuck? Didn't expect that." See, he can't, because Esau's all about algorithms and mathematical equations like algebra and bullshit like that. But he can't account for the spirit of the Lord, so he don't know what's about to happen. He can just make a robot and teach it kung fu, but it can't fly. The robot can't, raise somebody from the grave. The robot can't. AI, the robots, they can't multiply food out of thin air. You know what I'm saying? So Esau, he's gonna be real disappointed when he sees that what he thinks is so great and powerful is just crushed in front of his face, like nothing. And that's what's gonna happen ultimately. And then the main thing is he's gonna make his own blessing fall upon him. It was the ICBMs.
Yep, that's right. Like the Lord said, you live by the sword, you shall die by the sword.
Yep.
And that's Esau Edom.
That's his blessing that Isaac gave him, which is Yahweh Shai, if you can receive it. Now he's coming to take that blessing back from you. He's taking that sword from you, so he allowed you to make your own snare. Now you're gonna fall into it. But that's what's gonna be used to destroy you. The chief city of Babylon. Anybody else around the Edomites, you're gonna be the first fruits of slavery.
That's right.
Which chiefly is gonna begin with the kings, the nobles, and then any Edomite left around. Shit.
That's right.
I don't give a damn if that motherfucker in South Africa. If you're an Edomite, we're gonna find your ass wherever you are and put some chains on you.
That's right.
But that's the thing. The Lord allowed him to get so mighty to then end up being in it like niggas and spicks.
Yep.
If not worse.
To show his power.
Double. Yeah. Yep. You going on slave ships now. Just like everybody, the whole planet looks at us, you're gonna get that same look times 2. Double.
Yep. Last 2 verses. He shall flee from the iron weapon and the bow steel.
Into the bunkers, the deep underground military bases, whatever the hell they got. They're gonna flee from, the elite, they're gonna flee from, because again, Cletus and Billy, they ain't got nowhere to go. What they gonna run to the double wide trailer? The bug out kit in the middle of the woods? Or the nigga dug something in his backyard and put some metal sheets and made his own. Come on, bro, a grenade will blow that up. The only ones that are gonna be able to flee is the ones with the money, the capabilities. The kings and the nobles. That's why they're gonna be left around to be slapping chains and yokes of iron on, because they're gonna be able to actually flee nuclear destruction. And if you want to flee nuclear destruction, you have to leave America. There's no bunker in America that's gonna be left. So if you got a bunker in America, you'll be dead. You ain't gonna make it.
Right.
I don't care how much money you spend on that bunker,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, dumbass nigga Rick Ross talking about he got a
In
bunker
Tampa.
in Tampa.
He's leaving Tampa. Alright, nigga.
Yep. It says the bow
Yeah,
still.
but they go he trusting in his enemy though. Hey, we can make you a bunker deep in Tampa. That nigga's they gonna be blown up. If he make it that far.
Right, right. It says, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yet a glittering sword cometh out of the gall. Terror are upon him.
Yeah, the missiles, ICBMs, man. Where did they come out of the silos, the submarines, the planes? Man, now they got all kind of nuclear missiles that can be shut off. You know, so Poseidon, the Sarmat 2, aka Satan. Or no, so it's the Satan 2, Sarmat 48 or 52, something like that. Satan 2. Russia leading the charge with the warheads. Then you got America. But who knows, those missiles might rain back down upon America anyway. You shoot them off and they come right back down. Then you got China, which they just tested, I think it was, I guess this morning or last night, an intercontinental ballistic missile. They just tested it in the, I think it was the South China Sea, if I'm not mistaken. But nonetheless, they tested it just like Kim Jong-un does, just to show their power that, yeah, we got a missile that can reach America. They tested an ICBM. And they was able to do what SpaceX just did, land rockets back down safely. So China's on your ass. And Russia's been past you with this hypersonic capabilities. And remember, the first people to reach space was Sputnik, which was Russians. So the mighty America you thought